We interrupt our regular programming for In the Weeds Live. Hi, everybody. I'm Jimmy Young from Pro Cannabis Media, and I happen to be in the great state of Maine. And when I go to the great state of Maine, there's always one stop I want to make. It's at Uncle Pete's Relief. And here is Uncle Pete Tranchemontagne. And Pete, great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I wasn't doing anything this afternoon but covering patients. It's perfect. So how's everybody doing out there?
Everybody's doing well. We're not going to be able to monitor the chat room, but I do have people that do that. And
That's
I'm
awesome.
sure they'll be interacting with the audience. But let's, if you can, Uncle Pete, tell us a little bit about your story. And I know we've done this before.
Yep.
And sometimes your answer goes for about 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So because it's a long story.
Complicated.
But how did you get here, and what a life journey you've had to get here?
Well, so to be Uncle Pete, to be honest, it was a complete mistake. I was just sick, and the marijuana really stopped the nausea. I have pancreatitis. I have an issue with my liver from a staph infection. And every time I'd not use marijuana, I would get extremely sick, nausea, vomiting, others that you can imagine. You just don't feel good, lose weight. And when I use the marijuana, and you're talking, this is in 88, 89. Yeah.
When it was still marijuana. Now it's cannabis.
Right. Oh, it was, well, in Maine, they say marijuana. They won't say cannabis. It's really funny. At the legislation.
Okay.
So it's Office of Marijuana Policy.
Yeah,
so we go by that. But you are correct.
Right.
But when in Rome, as long as they leave me alone, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And you became a caregiver,
Yes.
which is really how the cannabis community evolved in Maine first, correct?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Correct me and just tell me to shut up, grab my mic, and just take over.
I believe, okay. I know.
I got it.
Oh, yeah, the mic guy. So basically, I believe it was in 1999. It might be 98, but it was one of those 2 years. We all voted for medical marijuana in our state, a right to go to a doctor. And I don't even think it was grown. I don't remember because none of us were doing it and everybody thought it was a scam. But lo and behold, in 2009 or 8, there was a vote statewide to have caregivers because the dispensaries that were only 8 licenses, there was only one for Maine. Everybody else was all out of status.
Right.
Wait in lines. A couple of them grew good, but most it's big box cannabis. It's not on a farm out of a well water, like me. But it's
always,
true.
you've always said, hang on, one thing I've learned from him, it's about the water in Maine.
It really is about the water in Maine. We don't have to treat our water for our plants at all. It's all pH balanced. We just run out of the tap. It's a riot. I love it.
And now, because it's now a legal industry and there are legal adult use dispensaries, and Maine seems to be setting, I think they set a new sales record in June.
I believe it's 92 million for adult rec,
right?
Which is great. We want you to come into our state. We want you to buy our cannabis. I don't have a rec license, but I really want you to come. And if you have a medical license, I really want you to come to us because we have good product.
Right. And I have a medical license in Massachusetts, and you honor it here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every 15 days, I'm allowed to, on the 15th day, like a biweekly paycheck, that's the 15th day. I'm allowed to sell you whatever your state limit is.
Right. So
welcome to Maine. Take advantage of all the coasts. I mean, we're by some of the world's greatest beaches, restaurants, resorts. The seafood's awesome. So we tell everybody when you come and enjoy everything. We'll watch it, everything. It's just awesome.
And it's been a good year for cannabis, the first year of adult use. And I wanted to know, how has it affected your business? Has there been an increase? Has there been a decrease? Has it basically been no effect so far?
Oh, no, it's been an increase for medical marijuana. Everybody that was locked up, shut down during COVID, sometimes I would be the only person they see for 4 weeks until the supply runs out and they have to risk dying to go for supplies when it first hit.
Right.
We were so busy. And we didn't miss a day. We stayed open every day because it was needed, and It was the right thing to do. Maine did something historic again, but our legislation came through for the citizens. They ruled us essential. And I mean, home run. That means your business is staying. You are a service, and you are providing and saving lives. So legitly. So that brought us right out. So now the people that wanted to get a card, but I don't know, now they started coming out, and the industry is just booming for medical. We want it to completely boom for rec, so they cover a large portion of the taxes, so medical stays lower taxes.
Right.
The everyday person that has to medicate is medical.
Right.
So we don't want you. We're sorry you're in our budget, but we want that state tax as low as possible and still be worth the state letting us grow.
Right. Now, I know you follow the news, and in Washington, D.C., 3 senators have introduced the COA bill designed to create an administrative, a regulation, a legal cannabis industry that the federal government would be involved with, and they're talking about a 25% tax. I know what your reaction is going to be to that, because it's the reaction everybody in the industry has. That's way too high.
So no, it's not my reaction.
Okay, tell me.
So you need to legitimize cannabis across the board. We do want different departments for research. It's not hard. It's different fucking tax codes. I'm sorry about the swear, but listen, when we can't use the banking system, there's something wrong, because we pay taxes. Just legitimize it by allowing the banking system federally instead of credit unions and higher fees. When you pay with a money order to Uncle Sam, it takes a day.
Right.
Instead of just doing a shift on an account.
Right.
We're a real business. We're the number 2 business in Maine. And I'm willing to bet if you combine all the cannabis businesses countrywide, we're the largest industry coming up. We need the bacon industry. So I'm not falling for Shoemaker's bill, because it's more of a guideline.
Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, whatever he is. I'm not.
Billy Shoemaker was a jockey.
Yeah, he was. I kind of feel the same way, because this guy's running from us, so that works out awesome. Bring him on. I'll sit down with him. We need the banking system realistically, just like any other legit business. You want to get the bad guys out of there. There's black and white trail right there. We're a family business.
Right.
We want to use the banking system instead of filling all money orders out. It's just ridiculous, especially when we're deemed essential and payable to the IRS. So it's a little foolish. So we got a lot of work to do countrywide.
I think the word was contradictory.
So
by the conservative Judge Clarence Thomas, when he looked at the federal laws and said, there's something wrong here, people.
He's a smart man, and I would love to meet anybody that would help make this work. But for the senator that put this bill forward, it's not a bill. It's a guideline, and it's one of these where you're just going to hang on and then nothing's going to happen. Well, I really don't feel this bill. There's nothing in there for the banking system. That's what we need.
But if they deschedule it, it automatically opens up the banks.
Where's it say it? Where's it laid out for us?
It's in there. Oh, that's in there. It's in there. Now, Grant,
no
hang on a second. You are 100% right.
And I'm frustrated.
That it's not a bill. It's for public discussion.
Right.
This is what they floated out.
We're not going to be able to use the banking system tomorrow. And it's really easy. If Biden sees this, sir, this is easy, and your economy is going to go ding, ding, ding.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you could take a schedule of 3, from 1 to 3, open up the banks, get rid of 280E,
yes,
and have what I would call a less than 25% federal tax, and obviously you have access to the bank. So would you take that?
So the 25% tax, as long as our state tax here is pulled from that 25, because we're 5.5.
Right.
And that's what they need to understand, because otherwise the price per gram goes up countrywide, and then black market goes right back up, and it will. Right. If we cost more than somebody in the woods, they're not coming unless they need a lab test because they're deathly ill.
Right.
So you need to just legitimize this. So the 25%, that's okay if that covers the state tax and they get the rest.
Right. Not in addition to is what you're saying.
Of course, it's wrong.
Yeah,
It is wrong. We're a legit business. Who died from cannabis? Who's died from it besides in prison from old age, right?
And they shouldn't have been there for
And
carrying a
that has
couple
to
of
be-
joints in the first place.
So whatever charges, once we're allowed to use banking, and they have to be, it has to be dropped. Unless it's violence, no. The IRS bills from growing, no. But the actual legal grow and the charges against you for the rest of your life, no, that's got to go.
Well, we want, and that's Senator Cory Booker's thing.
And he's right.
And he's right too. Social justice. He sees this as a social justice discussion.
It is
a social justice discussion and exploration, and finally get to the point where you can expunge some of those records, these non-violent crimes of people. They locked up way too many Black people just because the police could stereotype, they could profile, they could say, I bet these guys, these Black people have weed on them. Let's hassle them.
Maybe those high states that's happened, and it happens a lot, are those independent jail systems with contracts.
Well, we can talk about that one too. We have in the past. We do know that there is a issue with prison reform as a business in this country, and also as a way to rehabilitate people rather than punish them, which is really the European model.
So prisons are filled with two classifications. So it's really to understand people that made mistakes. Me and you could make a really bad mistake, and oh my God, we're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made a few. I just haven't been caught.
but something really, a real bad mistake. You're not a bad person. You don't belong there.
I appreciate that.
And then the others are some people that are just mistakes and they belong there. They're a danger to society, which sucks. I mean, every human should not be in that classification. So most of the cannabis people that are charged are the ones that made a mistake. You have to get out. So I won't vote for anybody in office at all that won't support dropping all charges for cannabis. If you were violent or again, the IRS, hey, you got to pay all that. Or you got to do whatever
circumstances.
There
are circumstances for mistakes.
We understand responsibility.
Right. But punishment for that, I just just don't believe it.
Correct. You shouldn't be in jail for that. And a lot of the things when we came out as a family, my wife and my son and my daughter are very dear to me, and I wouldn't have come out for Yes on One in 2016 if they were like, no, and even though I believed in it and I would go for it, the numbers are coming down, so we got involved. So, you have to stay on top of everything. You really do. So what else was that question? Because I don't want to float on.
Do you think I remember what it was? It was only about 3 minutes ago. If I don't take notes on things, I don't remember stuff.
I know. We don't do bullets. He just asks and I'll just let it fly.
It's just a conversation. And with Uncle Pete, tell us about how vibrant your business is doing right now. I mean, you talk about it being an essential industry. As the pandemic interfered with all of our lives, cannabis evolved and recognized by most states except for Massachusetts. They said medical cannabis essential in Massachusetts, adult use rec. Governor Baker, sorry, I'm not a big fan. That being said, here in Maine, they kept everything open.
Yeah,
right, and it grew just like the plant it is, right? And now people are accepting it and getting used to having it in the area. Correct. Do you find that the stigma is coming down? Are people getting educated?
Yeah. See, when we really wanted marijuana companies opened up in Maine to be essential, one of the things was you shut all the bars down. You shut down to certain times for alcohol at the stores and broken homes or kids that are already in a situation before the pandemic set in. So we really wanted to make sure that we were open too, so they would have a release. And business is okay. We're staying in business. We're not rich. We help to a plant count. But what we do is make it so it's extremely cheap for our patients, and the taxes included.
Yeah.
And everybody appreciated that. They could just hand us the money, or they'd count it like we're going to get a virus, and you could see it, and then they'd put it in the bucket, and it worked out good. Completely sad going through that. We didn't lose any patients around here, and this was a hot spot in York County. So thank God for that. Yeah.
And here we are still to this day, and I'm looking at your menu behind you. You've got all the bells and whistles. You've got your tinctures, you've got your edibles, you've got your flour, and you still have your grow, because I can smell it from here, Pete.
Well, I did smoke a joint right before you got here in the other room. I'm like, oh yeah, Jimmy's here. Shit, he's early. So I feel like a teenager, but we feel, now this is family discussions, try to make our company as the best that us Tranchemontagne can. And we're proud of our flour. We know you're getting pesticide free, you're getting a safe product, sorry. And so we can't, like, we could make a chocolate bar. I mean, you really could. Would it be great? I don't know. I'm a terrible cook. I burnt water when I was sick once, burned the pan, I forgot about it. So nobody lets me cook in the house. You don't think it had anything to do with you? Oh no, I had the flu.
Okay.
This was bad. So I burned the pan, and they don't let me cook in the house anymore. I just wanted some soup. It didn't work out.
Right. But it's part of this atmosphere of your caretaking business here in the greater Sanford area, which is in Southern Maine, by the way. Go ahead.
That's cool. Yeah, we're just right across the border, Southern Maine. So like we have chocolate bars we get to. We have a lady, Janelle, and she's awesome. Her and her husband, Corey, they have La Plante, I believe it is. I want to say your name right. They own Tastefully Baked.
Yeah.
And well, she's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and so I asked her if she could make our chocolate bars, and she made 2 different types, and that's what we carry here. Dark chocolate and Belgian milk chocolate, which is like Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
It's so good. And what's nice is you can flip it over and it's dosed. It's lab tested 3 times. So we know exactly what you're taking. Sometimes the sugar in a little piece is empty calories that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You brought up labs.
Yes.
State of Maine. They don't have a lot of them. Am I right? Do I remember that? And do you feel like they could use a few more labs in this state?
Oh, absolutely. They're coming. And they really are coming.
And they're necessary.
Yep. Leave a whole lot of it.
That's all right. You can take a call.
I have to.
You have a customer?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, should we? You know what? I tell you what.
Privacy.
I understand that. I respect that. Okay. So that's going to wrap up this edition of In the Weeds Live. If that's okay.
Yep.
Let Pete go back to work. You're going to go back to watching 24/7 PCM TV, because we continue to stream live on our website, our Roku channel, our Apple Plus app, as well as on Fridays at 4:00, the Green Rush Live. And I get to do a little plug here. I'm going to put this in here. Tommy Chung is coming on the Green Rush Live show on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Nice.
So check that out for Uncle Pete Tranchemontagne here in the southern part of Maine, right around the corner from Sanford. How do they get to you? I know you have a website. Well, give a plug real quick.
Well, I'm going to give a plug to Cheech and Chong. You guys come to my place, you get a free ounce of whatever you want, because that stuff is dynamite and you deserve the best. I'm not being a jerk.
Not the people watching Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong.
Oh, I guess.
Not all you got. You gotta have a med card so I don't go to jail. Thanks.
All right. That's Pete Tranchemontagne. They call him Uncle Pete. It's Uncle Pete's Relief. Give a plug here.
Okay, UnclePete'sRelief.com. Come down and see me online. Tell me your thoughts. Leave a review after you come see us. Leave a review after you read my family story. It's on there. We hope you like it, and come down and see us on the farm. Thank you.
He's Uncle Pete. I'm Jimmy Young. We'll see you next time on Pro Cannabis Media. Hi, I'm Jimmy Young from Pro Cannabis Media. And when I started Pro Cannabis Media 2 years ago, I wanted to make sure the cannabis industry had a professional outlet to share their stories in their own words. Now, since it all started with my podcast In the Weeds 3 years ago, I've done over 250 interviews. I've met some incredible people with a shared passion for this amazing plant. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard the line, "Cannabis has saved my life. Cannabis has changed my life." Well, now it's your turn. We want to give you a chance to tell your own story. It doesn't even need to be related to the medicinal power of this incredible plant. Just to give you a little incentive, we will pick 5 stories to share on our live Green Rush show on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. If we share your story, you automatically get one of our t-shirts with that closing line I use all the time, "It's a whole new world of weed." But as the legendary Billy Mays used to say, That's not all. One of those finalists will win one of these really cool full-story cannabis storage units. It's a great way to store your cannabis in their food-grade aluminum containers. It's award-winning, child-proof, smell-proof, and has a solid contemporary design. It's a $220 value, but you can win one if we pick your story and feature it on our show. Yes, we will pick one of those 5 finalists, and they will receive this $220 value absolutely free. Now, we ask you to keep your story to under 90 seconds on video and less than 500 words in text. So come out of the cannabis closet and tell us your story, and you could win with yourstory.com. Just go on to procannabismedia.com and sign up today. You might even join us on one of our shows.